Hello, you wonderful people. In this episode of the English Right Now podcast, we're diving into British breakfast culture, the way people in the UK talk about breakfast, the slang, the phrasal verbs, and the advanced vocabulary that you'll actually hear in British cafes and homes. If you want to understand how British people talk about breakfast and also what we really actually eat in the morning, then you're in the right place, because in this podcast, you're going to learn at least 10 pieces of real vocabulary related to breakfast. I say at least 10 because it is a real conversation with my dear friend Rob. Hello.
Ooh, hello. What you
How
did
are
there.
you today? Hello. It's over. The intro is over.
Good morning, Roy. Good morning.
Good morning to you too. Do you know what? Do you normally here straight off the bat? Do you normally say good morning to people? Because I hear just a lot of people saying morning. I think it's because they don't want to assume it's good.
Well, that is true. No, but it is true as well. I don't really say good morning to people. That's very formal and very polite. Yeah. Very formal. So it's normally morning. Yeah.
Morning.
Morning.
I just wonder if it's because, you're probably not having because the last thing you want to hear is somebody going, good, I don't think so, or is it? These sort of things. So I think it's safer to just say morning sometimes.
Yes.
But maybe that's me. But so we're talking about breakfast. There's a lot to talk about. What did you have for breakfast this morning?
Well, I had what I always have, and that is a bowl of porridge.
Oh. And how do you normally? So porridge is like oats, isn't it? And how do you make do you make your porridge? Do you get it out of a packet?
Yeah, so I've got a box of porridge oats. Pour them into the bowl, and then add some milk. Yep. Mix it around a bit. And here's an important thing: I leave it for a few minutes because I want the milk and the oats to soak, makes them a bit more creamy.
Yeah.
And then I put it in the microwave for a couple of minutes to heat it up. Out of the microwave, then I squeeze some honey on it, and I put some blueberries, and I mix it around, and there is my healthy breakfast.
And there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. That's breakfast at Rob's. We're going there.
You only get porridge, nothing else.
Sounds good to me. Do you not leave them to soak overnight, or do you just do them? Some people do that overnight, don't they, in the fridge?
Yeah, people do suggest, the longer you soak them, the kind of more full-bodied and more creamy they are. I'm just not organized enough to soak my oats the night before, so I do it in the morning when I get up, and I leave it a while I go make some coffee and other things, and then I come back and heat it up. So yeah, I mean, I love all the other kinds of breakfast that we're going to talk about. But to be honest, partly for speed and partly for health as well. Yeah. It's quite healthy at porridge. Good for my cholesterol, trying to lower my cholesterol. Porridge is good for me. What about you, Roy?
Normally. So let's talk about normally, because today was a terrible example of my life. So normally, I'm not really ready to eat something quite heavy in the morning. So porridge would be fine. Normally, it's going to be something like eggs, scrambled eggs, poached eggs on toast, or just toast. Occasionally, maybe a crumpet, which is kind of like it's similar to, it's like a bread good, isn't it? It's sort of it's a bread food. It's very typically English. It's savory. Usually have it with butter on it. That sort of thing. But this morning was I would say it was a write-off, which means if it's a write-off, it was just a terrible kind of thing. It's ruined. It's destroyed. So this morning I didn't have time for breakfast. I ran out of the house and I ended up having a meal deal at about 11 o'clock from Sainsbury's, which was sushi. So I had sushi for breakfast. The very so not normal, but these things happen.
Not normal in the UK, I guess. Some countries might have sushi for breakfast, or fish.
Yeah, true.
Certainly. Fish you can have for breakfast. In the UK, it tends to be smoked. What do you get? Smoked kippers. Some people have, don't they?
Oh God.
Or salmon. Even salmon
for breakfast.
Salmon on a bagel for breakfast. Yeah, cold salmon on bagel. Not for me, of course. Not for me.
No, a lot of these things sound very, very heavy.
Yeah,
they sound very heavy. So in the morning, I'm usually quite drowsy in the morning, and drowsy is one of our key pieces of vocabulary. It means sleepy, not fully awake yet. And another word we could use is groggy. Groggy is when we feel a bit heavy, especially in our head, and a bit unfocused.
Well, sometimes if you've been drinking the night before, you have
Yes.
a hangover because you had too much
Yes.
alcohol the night before, then you do feel groggy. And that's when you really need a big breakfast to, I guess, soak up all the alcohol.
Well, I don't need alcohol to feel terrible in the mornings.
Okay.
No, I would like to yeah, it wasn't due to alcohol, but yeah, quite often I feel quite groggy in the morning, quite drowsy, and I'm not really ready for something quite just overly heavy. So a bit of toast is fine for me, and sometimes I just skip or have a bit of fruit. I'm okay. But you're right. If we've been drinking the night before, then we do want something that's quite famously British, I think. And one of those is the fry up. The fry up is a fried breakfast. It's a term that we use for fried breakfast. And of course, we sometimes call breakfast brekkie, which is a slang term for breakfast. So, what did you have for brekkie? Um, but a fry up is good for a hangover. I agree.
Yes.
And we have different variations around the UK. A lot of people know the full English or the full English breakfast, but that's only really technically in England. And even within England, there are variations. So, how often do you have a full English breakfast?
Very rarely. I'm sorry to spoil everyone's kind of
Yeah.
vision of an Englishman eating an English breakfast every day. If we did that, we'd be fat, wouldn't we? We'd probably be dead, actually. So,
Oh, yeah, I don't think we get to the. Yeah, just absolutely so heavy and greasy, isn't it?
yeah, but it is a real treat. And in fact, you don't just have it for breakfast. You can have it for lunch or even dinner. Some places sell an all-day breakfast, which is basically a breakfast, but they serve it all day, of course. But yeah, but it's still a treat. I don't have it very often, but I have to say, when I do have it, I love it.
So what is it? So let's talk about a classic full English breakfast. What is it?
Okay, so as you said, it's all fried stuff, really, starting with bacon. So you've got some bacon, a sausage. There's usually a fried egg, fried mushrooms. Quite nice as well on the side. What other fried things are there? You can have fried bread
sometimes.
Yeah. Some people go to the whole, the whole meal, the whole extreme, fry the bread in fat. You can have toast instead, but fried bread, what else? And you have some baked beans. You don't fry those; you just heat those up. Baked beans,
grilled tomatoes sometimes. Grilled tomatoes, or
yeah.
And we do have some alternatives. Like instead of fried eggs, you can have scrambled eggs, which I guess they may be a bit healthier. I'm not sure. I'm not a nutritionist, so I don't know. And then hash browns as well, quite common.
Oh,
which are they're a bit more modern. They're made of sort of potato and kind of fried again.
Yes,
and it is lovely. It is lovely, but I think number one, it's not very healthy, is it?
It's not healthy. No, it fills you up. Obviously, it fills you up. And I say, if you've got a hangover, it kind of helps you get over your hangover. So but it's not healthy. No, because everything is more or less fried. And of course, you've got things like bacon and sausage, which is kind of processed meat, which isn't great for you, is it?
Yeah. And fill you up is one of our key pieces of vocabulary. It means make you feel satisfied, not hungry anymore. It does. It really does fill you up. And this is really common. This one is the classic full English. We sometimes call it full English or full English breakfast. And that's more common in England, but there are regional differences within England. For example, some places you'll see black pudding, others you'll see like bubble and squeak, and which is bubble and squeak is fried leftover potatoes and cabbage. So there are differences across England, even within this same sort of meal. But that what we've just talked about is the standard one. I think other than it not being very healthy, it's a bit of a faff, isn't it?
A faff, yeah. It's a lot of effort, basically, isn't it? A lot of work.
Unnecessary effort. That's British slang. It's a key piece of vocabulary. Unnecessary effort or chaos in the morning. Oh, not necessary in the morning, but like, what a faff.
What a faff to make it. And it makes the house smell of cooked food, doesn't it? I have to say, though, it tastes much better if somebody else makes it for you, of course.
Why is that?
Well, if you just sit at the table and be served your breakfast, that's really nice. But yeah, it's a lot of faff because you've got to prepare all the food, cook it, keep it all at the same temperature at the same time. There's that, isn't there?
Yeah.
And then, of course, there's all the washing up afterwards. Once you've made all this breakfast, you have to wash it all up as well.
I mean, this is the thing. It does set you up for the day, which is another key piece of vocabulary. It means it starts you. It basically gets you prepared for the rest of the day, set you up for the day. But yeah, not. I would say, to be honest, it's such a faff because realistically, you have to think about if you're working, you have to
Mm.
think about the commute, which is your journey to or from work or school. And quite often, if you're there making this elaborate breakfast, you could get stuck in rush hour, which is the busy time going to and from work. It's there's a lot to think about. I just think it's a lot of. I mean, you'd have to get up ridiculously early. You'd have to get up at the crack of dawn to
Mm.
make this thing.
Yeah, I mean,
But
there's a cost involved as well. It costs you more because you've got to buy all these ingredients. I think a majority of people, if they have a full English, they probably have it on like a Sunday morning when it's a bit more
yeah,
relaxed. There's a bit more time. As I said, it's nice if somebody else cooks it for you. So as a special treat, you could go out to a cafe, a greasy spoon, to have one.
yes. What is a greasy spoon? This is one of our key pieces of vocabulary. What is it? It
Well,
sounds horrible.
it's a very informal name for a cafe that serves this fried food, and they call it a
Yeah.
greasy spoon, basically because the cafe is kind of the kitchen is probably very greasy because of constantly cooking this fried food. So a greasy spoon is his nickname, really.
You can see them and you can actually visualize what they look like. They're a bit maybe they look a bit 1970s or 80s in my head, and they're kind of plastic tables and chairs and like kind of metal counters where they serve the food, and everything's a bit greasy and it smells like fried food. But I love a greasy spoon. I
Oh yes.
absolutely
I mean,
I love
you
it.
wouldn't take your girlfriend there for a date, would you? Really, it's not a romantic restaurant. It's the opposite.
But I would take my wife. She loves it.
Oh, well, that's okay. Yeah, yeah. No,
Yeah, maybe.
I do recommend if somebody's visiting the UK to try a
Yeah.
greasy spoon and try a full English breakfast. As I say, don't just have to have a breakfast. They often serve them all day. An all-day breakfast is the same thing, but served all day.
But I mean, the only time I would have a full English breakfast, realistically, and we're going to talk about the regional differences, is maybe, as you say, hangover, um, as a treat. But usually, if it's a slow morning, so if it's a
Mm,
kind of slow morning, and a slow morning is where it's a morning where nothing's really happening, then maybe I've got time. But even then, I
yeah,
can't even remember the last time I cooked one.
yeah. No, I'm the
It's
same.
just too much effort.
Yeah, yeah. Eggs is bad. I go as far as eggs, probably scrambled eggs, poached eggs, boiled eggs. That's yeah, the kind of extreme I would
Yeah,
go to.
yeah. I just think, yeah. I mean, realistically, what will happen in my house is if we've got no food in. Normally, I don't. Do you eat a lot of cereal?
Well, interestingly, I don't, but the kids do. They come
Yeah.
down and get a bowl of cereals, and that's it for the rest of the day for them. They go to school with just a bowl of cereals inside them. And I know that's not a great idea, is it? Because cereals,
No.
generally speaking, tend to be full of lots of either chemicals or sugar and things like
Yeah.
that, which is great. But it's easy, isn't it? It's convenient.
I mean, there's this whole idea about it kick-starting your day, and
Mm,
kickstart your day basically means to really start your day off with a bit of a a bit of energy, really energetic beginning to the day. But yeah, cereal for me, I don't really eat cereal. I mean, there are lots of options. I've got nothing against it other than the
no.
sugar and the things like that. But there are some healthier options. But I don't find it as filling as maybe toast or just having a bigger lunch.
Mm.
But there's something we do need to address, and it's the most important meal of the day. Have you ever heard somebody say breakfast is the most important meal of the day? Have you heard this?
Yes, yes. I've been told that many a time. Don't miss breakfast. Don't skip
Most
breakfast.
important meal of the day, my
Most
dear.
important meal of the day. It sets you up for the rest of the day.
It's something that the parents tell their children, isn't it? I
Mm.
think that's the thing. It sets you up for the rest of the day, like the piece of vocabulary we've used. Do you know where this comes from?
No, I imagine it's some kind of marketing campaign for something.
Yeah, it's tough to nail down, but apparently it comes from Kellogg's.
Okay.
In 1917, they did a marketing campaign called "Breakfast is the most important meal of the day," encouraging people to eat cereal. I know some people now. I saw some YouTube videos about there are certain companies saying you could have cereal not just for breakfast,
Uh,
which if that takes
well,
off, I don't know.
well, no, slight confession actually. I do sometimes have a bowl of cereals at night time, sort of before bed, just before bedtime.
You really?
If I feel a bit peckish, I want
Yeah.
something to satisfy my sort of cravings, then I'll get a bowl of cornflakes or a bowl of Cheerios or something, just to, I
I,
don't know, little treat
I just
before bed.
about for some reason Cocoa Pops came into my head. You sitting there having a bowl of Cocoa Pops, which are the chocolatey ones.
Chocolatey ones.
Um, but is that a substitute for your evening meal, or is that an extra?
It's an extra. It's after
Okay.
if we eat at 6 o'clock, by 10 o'clock at night, I'm still feeling a bit hungry. I don't want to eat sweets. I don't want to eat crisps. So I don't know. Cereals seem a better substitute, really. So yeah, bowl of cereals before bed's okay, but for breakfast, it's not enough. It doesn't set me up for the day.
That's it. Well, let's move on to. So, I mean, we've talked about toast, crumpets. Um, Anything else you can think of in the morning? Maybe bagel. My son likes bagels. That's very American, I think.
Toasted bagels they're more popular now, aren't they? Toast, as you mentioned, is good because you can put different spreads on them. So you could have
Yep.
jam, of course. Marmalade's a popular breakfast preserve to put on your
Especially with
toast.
Paddington.
Paddington loves it. So what's wrong with that, eh? A bit of marmalade.
Yeah.
I like peanut butter. So peanut
Oh,
butter
yeah.
on anything is delicious. We have this stuff here called Marmite,
Yeah.
which is a kind of
Which is a salty kind of.
yeast
Yeah.
extract. It is
Yeah.
technically, but it's quite a nice if you like that sort of thing. So there's lots of
The marketing campaign for that is you either love it or hate it, isn't it? Do you
yes,
love it or do you
I
hate
love
it?
it. I love it, but I know
Yeah.
some people go "Ugh," like that, and they just absolutely hate it. So maybe they're right.
I feel a bit disappointing. I feel like I might disappoint you here because I'm a bit like I'm all right. I don't love it
Oh,
or hate it. I'm in
okay,
the middle.
you're in the middle. Okay,
If I ate it, if you served it to me, I'd eat it and I'd be like, well, okay, cool.
yeah,
But if I never ate it again for the rest of my life, I'd be fine.
you don't crave it. All right,
No,
okay, no.
it's not something I'm like, oh, really, really want it. A slang way of saying that in the UK is I could murder. Oh, I could
Mm,
murder a Marmite sandwich when we're really craving something, isn't it?
mm,
I could murder a curry or I could murder a fry up. Um,
really
but yeah,
wants it.
it's
Yeah. How
yeah.
about what about yogurt? We haven't mentioned yogurt.
I had that the other day.
Mm,
It's that's how much of an event this was. My wife, I'll be honest, yogurt for me is it's like a dessert or a side.
mm,
And my wife, I remember, "Oh, do you want to have breakfast?" I was like, "Oh yeah, that sounds great." I was really excited. And she went, "We've got yogurt," and I was like, "Oh,
mm.
doesn't fill me up. Doesn't really give me any kind because there's no real. I think probably in the morning. I don't know. I'm not a nutritionist, but my personal I need carbs in the morning. I
Mm.
need carbohydrates, and I don't. There's not. It's not filling enough for me.
No, it doesn't fill
You
you
like?
up, and it's quite healthy, isn't it? Yogurt, particularly if you
Yeah.
eat the right types of yogurt. And there's kefir now as well, which is supposed to be good for your gut. So from that
Is that,
point of view, it sorts your stomach out, but it
so,
doesn't
it
fill
sounds
it.
like you're going to live forever, Rob, with your healthy knowledge. I'm
So
doomed.
yeah, bit of yogurt, fresh fruit, bit of fresh fruit. I mean, that's another thing
Yeah.
you should have.
That, yeah. That fresh fruit in the morning, I do enjoy.
Mm.
That's a bit more. There's a bit more sort of substance to it, if I'm honest.
Do you know what
Um.
they do? Another thing, of course, another treat if you're on a holiday and you stay in a hotel and they have a buffet
Oh
breakfast. A
yes.
buffet. So, a whole variety of foods and breakfasts you can choose from. So I start with a bowl of fruit thinking, this is good, this is good for me. But then I'll move on and I'll have everything else as well.
Yeah. You just end up grazing, don't you? Especially if
Yeah.
it's like, I mean, when I recently went away to Spain, they had like two choices of breakfast because the majority of people staying in the hotel were British. They had like a very British style breakfast and a sort of continental breakfast.
Mm.
And the first day, I sort of, I think I dabbled with a bit of both. And then day two, I was really excited because there were cakes and croissant and lots of like pastries and yeah, I got really excited. But again, day 3, 4, fruit because
Yes.
I was
Yeah.
just a bit full. But yeah, I get excited with a breakfast. Let's talk very quickly about the differences. We talked about the classic full English.
Hmm.
Have you ever had a full Scottish breakfast or a full
I have.
Scottish?
I have.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely delicious again. A real treat. Wouldn't have it every day because I
Yep.
wouldn't be alive if I did. But basically, it's the basic ingredients of a full English plus some Scottish elements to it as well.
Yeah.
So there might be a bit of haggis on there, which is nice. I like
Yes.
haggis. Uh,
Do you like? I've never tried haggis. It's like a. It's made from, like. Well, why don't you tell me what haggis
it's
is?
off. It's awful again. So it really is.
Awful, did you say?
Well, it's
Awful.
awful,
Awful.
awful, awful. It's bits of intestines and innards of cows, isn't it? I think, all
Yeah. Or
mashed up.
pig, is it? Is it pigs
Or
or
pig.
cows? Or yeah,
Anyway,
pigs.
you wouldn't know the difference really, but it's bits. And it's all mixed up with some oats and stuff like that, and a bit of flavouring. So actually, if you don't think about it, it tastes really nice. So you might have
Yeah.
that on your breakfast plate. Some black pudding. We mentioned earlier, black pudding is a kind of regional thing, isn't it? Which is
Yep.
fried blood, basically, isn't it?
Yep. Pretty much.
Lovely.
I mean,
Uh,
all these things. I've never tried black pudding. Have I tried black pudding? I might have tried black pudding. And I've never tried haggis. I don't believe.
hmm,
Um, I think if you told me what it was, I'd go no.
hmm.
But if you didn't tell me what it was, I'd probably enjoy it. And that's
Yeah.
because I accept I'm a hypocrite and I
Yes.
don't want to know what I'm eating. I'm
Yeah.
fine with that. I'm fine with being a hypocrite. Because I'll eat it as long as I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, this haggis is black pudding, quite commonly in Scottish breakfast. Lawn sausage.
A lawn sausage. Okay, so that's sausage, but in a different
Square.
shape.
Yes.
Square.
A square sausage. Apparently it's quite iconic. I've never had a full Scottish, so I might have to go up to Scotland just to try this, you know,
Mm,
lawn sausage. It sounds quite good. It just sounds like a sausage patty that's
mm.
probably got some extra kind of flavorings and things in it. I'm really keen to try that. And
Yeah.
they also sometimes include tatty scones, which are
Yes.
potato scones.
They're a bit like, I suppose, roughly speaking, they're a bit like fried bread, but tasty. Mm,
Yeah,
yum. And of
I
course,
think
being
I would like.
Scotland does like its porridge. I
Yes,
think it's a traditional thing in Scotland to have porridge.
apparently sometimes you get that on the side.
Yeah.
I've never tried it. You know, in all the years I've been alive, I've tried so many different foods. I think, talking now, I feel like I've made a great step in life. I am ready to try haggis, even
Mm.
though I know what it is. I tried snails recently.
Oh,
Ever ever tried them?
no, absolutely not.
Do you know what? Somebody basically said, "Go on, they're all right." And the best thing I can say about snails is once if you don't think what you're eating, it's
Yeah.
far better. I can't get past that. Again, hypocrite.
Mm.
But they're not something I would ever try, desperately look for. But at the same time, not that bad.
Yeah.
So
Take the
it's all right. It's a
take the
bit like
shells off.
Marmite.
Yeah. I say take the shells off
Yeah,
first. But
make
yeah,
sure they're
anyway,
dead.
I wouldn't eat snails, and I certainly wouldn't have snails for breakfast. That just turns my
Oh God. There wasn't a restaurant. Heston Blumenthal did snail porridge. But
mm,
anyway, that's a side note. Yeah. But lots of these things, plus the Scottish breakfast, it comes with the usual eggs and bacon and mushrooms and beans. So you've got the same sort of ingredients: sausage, bacon, eggs, mushrooms, beans.
yeah.
But some differences like tatty scones instead of maybe the hash brown, and black pudding and haggis instead of and lawn sausage instead of the sort of Cumberland sausage that we might eat. I think
Mm,
it sounds really lovely. I think we
mm,
should. I think we, as in us two, we should
yeah.
go on a little trip around England eating breakfast and see who can add a kilo or a kilo first or a stone in weight first.
Yeah, we should measure our waist when we leave and measure it again when
Yeah.
we get back and see how much.
But so it sounds amazing. What a way to go.
And
Then there's the apparently called the full Welsh breakfast. Have you ever had one?
well, I've had a breakfast in Wales, but I don't remember it being called the full Welsh. What makes it Welsh?
Apparently cockles
Okay,
fried with
yeah,
the bacon.
yeah.
Is it something called lava bread?
Ah, which is made out of seaweed, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Often fried into patties, apparently.
Mm,
So
mm,
I've never tried that.
mm.
And Welsh bacon is apparently usually thicker.
Okay.
So other than that, it's very similar to a standard breakfast, standard English breakfast. So you got lava bread, cockles. Is it lava bread or lava bread? Lava
Oh,
bread, I
lava
guess.
bread. I do know
Lava
of
bread.
lava bread, yeah. And then you can have an Irish breakfast as well. There's a full Irish you can have as well. I don't know what
There
makes
is the
that.
full Irish, but they call it the. If you go to Northern Ireland, they call it the Ulster fry.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah. Have you ever had this?
Well, again, I've been to Northern Ireland and I've had breakfast, but I couldn't tell you what was different about the Ulster fry compared with a full English.
I I have had this.
Hmm.
I thought it was lovely. I was really excited to try an Ulster fry, and
Yeah.
I remember thinking, "Wow, this is it's." I got quite excited. There's some things I'd never had before. There was potato bread, so
Okay.
potato bread called farls,
Oh, yeah.
and then there was also soda bread, soda
Mm,
farls,
mm.
black pudding and white pudding from memory,
Yeah.
and also the bacon, sausage, and eggs, and it was
Mm,
really lovely.
mm.
Um,
Oh,
Again, really, really nice. I don't think there were beans on it from memory. But
okay.
while I was in Northern Ireland, lots of different things. They have dried seaweed. Can't
Hmm.
remember what it's called, and also something called yellow man, which is like a yellow sweet thing, like
Okay.
rock. Yeah,
Okay.
rock
Interesting.
is that sounds awful, by the way. The way I said rock, but we know what rock means. It's candy canes, but we
Mm.
call it rock, don't we? Haven't
We
seen
do,
rock
yeah.
in years.
Yeah, when you go to the seaside, you buy a
Yeah,
stick of rock, not
yeah,
obviously real rock. This
yeah.
is basically
Break your
hard,
teeth.
solid, sweet candy. Yeah, that's right.
Mm.
Be interesting. We haven't talked about the continental breakfast, and I
Yeah.
wonder if you go to France, they call that the full French, the a continental breakfast, or something like that. I don't know, but we do have continental breakfast here, don't we? As well.
This made me laugh the other day. Yeah, we do have continental breakfast where we just basically try to be a bit. I think we try to be a bit more cultured, maybe, with our breakfast and go, "Oh, it's a continental breakfast. There's
Yeah,
orange juice and a croissant."
yeah. That's all it is, really, isn't it? A glass of orange juice and a croissant, really.
I made this joke to my wife the other day. I said, "Do you know what they call?" Because you just said that thing about the full French. I said to my wife, I said, "Do you know what they call Chinese food in China?" And she went, "No." I went, "Food."
Point.
Because
Very
she
good
was really
point.
fancying I don't know why, she was really craving. She was like, "Oh, I could murder some Chinese food." But of course, that's the other thing we always need to say. The food, we're going on to Chinese food. The Chinese food we eat here is gonna be very, very different to what actually gets eaten in China. Have you been to China?
Yeah, I have. Yeah, several times actually,
Very
and
very different?
yeah, it is. It is.
Yeah.
Different taste, different tastes, and on more variety, of course, when you're there.
Yeah.
Um, so, do Chinese people go out for a Chinese? I guess they don't, do they?
Yeah.
They just go
No,
out for food.
just go out for a meal. Yeah.
Mm.
I wonder how many I would love to know this in the in the comments. Does anybody out there who doesn't live in the UK go out for an English?
Mm.
Oh, do you know what I fancy, darling? An English tonight.
English.
It's fancy is when we desire something or strongly
Yeah.
want it. Oh, I could murder an English tonight. That doesn't sound good actually. But it's like I think most cities I've been to have an Irish bar, but very rarely do I see English pubs. I saw some in Brazil where they would serve things like fish and chips and stuff like that. But I went to Benidorm recently, and I did
Oh, yeah.
see a lot of places that were serving full English breakfasts. And if I'm totally honest, if I'm in another country, I want to try the local food.
Mm.
So that was. I didn't try. I can't give you a review of a full English breakfast in Benidorm, I'm afraid.
Okay.
Uh, but that said, so yeah, so there are lots of different options, but one thing we need to say is quite commonly the only time I will ever have a full English, like I say,
Yeah.
is when my wife says, "Oh, I'm really, really hungry. There's nothing in. There's not even any yogurt. Let's go for a full English breakfast." And I say, "Go on then," which is our biggest, well, one of our pieces of vocabulary for today. Go on then is something we say. It's a polite, slightly guilty British way of accepting something tempting. Ooh, go on then. Go on then.
Yes.
Like if I say, "Do you want a biscuit with your tea?" Oh, go on then. It's a bit
It's when,
naughty.
yeah, when you're easily persuaded, basically, you can, oh,
Oh, you
go on.
twisted
Then.
my
Yeah,
arm.
twist my arm. Yeah.
That's something British people cut. Well, I've seen quite a few do it. But they go, oh, you're twisting my arm, like they're hurt. So twist your arm is try to convince you. But again, it doesn't take much to convince me to have a full English, if my
No.
wife says. But yeah, so we've talked a lot about breakfast today. What are you going to have tomorrow? You're going to have a full English?
Oh, it's made me think about it, but I'll probably
Go on then.
go on then.
Go on then.
maybe
We'll have to-
maybe I'll go out. It's Saturday tomorrow, so maybe I'll go out for breakfast tomorrow. Go to a greasy
Yep.
spoon.
Ooh.
Another thing, another kind of quick
Yeah.
snack is a bacon sandwich.
Yes, bacon
very
sandwich, bacon bap, some people call them. Yeah, we forgot about that. So it's like your halfway house between. But yeah.
Halfway.
So yeah, do you like a bacon bap?
Bacon bap's delicious. So nice couple of bits of bacon in a roll, bread roll. Maybe put some tomato sauce on it
With
That's
butter?
with butter, preferably. Yes, to make it
Yeah.
even more healthy. That's a good snack when you're on the go as well. It's it gives you the carbs of the bread and that sort of salty taste of the bacon. That's good.
Yeah.
A bacon sandwich. That's a great treat.
I'd forgotten, or a sausage bap.
Mm.
Like when you have a sausage bap, sausage kind of in a roll, or sausage sarnie. We sometimes say sarnie for sandwich. But I forgot my favorite. In fact, my favorite meal.
Oh.
Doesn't matter if it's breakfast, lunch, dinner. I could eat it all day. I could literally eat it all day, but it is incredibly unhealthy for me. Cheese on toast.
Oh yes, yeah.
How did I forget cheese on toast?
That's a good lunchtime snack for me. An easy snack to put a bit of cheese on top of your toast, melt it, maybe spice it up with a bit of Worcester sauce as well on top.
Oh gosh, yes.
Yeah.
God, you already are a culinary treat, aren't you? Like a chef.
Is this what we also call a Welsh rarebit?
Yes, I believe so. Yeah. Never really understood, because I used to call it a Welsh rabbit, and but it's Welsh rarebit, isn't it?
Rarebit.
Yeah, that when I was a kid, I used to think people were talking about Welsh rabbits. But yeah, it's cheese and Worcester or Worcestershire sauce. Yeah, we commonly it's cheddar. I like cheddar, bit of bread, cheddar, melted. Fine. I don't put butter on it. I've got to say, I don't mix my dairy products.
Okay.
This is something I would say. If I'm totally honest, I will never have a cheese sandwich with butter on it. I can't deal with it. It's too much. Yeah. It comes from when I'm a kid. But
okay. Oh, and also one thing to mention with breakfast, of course, we tend to have tea or coffee, don't we? A hot drink on the side.
We do.
Tea's very popular, but coffee's popular too. But a nice mug of tea, builder's tea often, which means it's really strong tea, doesn't it?
Yeah. Go to your greasy spoon, get a fry up, have a builder's cup of tea, and like you're set for the day, aren't you? And that brings us to a wonderful conclusion. I'm really excited to know what you're going to have for the rest of the week. I'm going to sound like your mum. Rob, what are you eating? You eating well? But I'm excited to know. But let us know what you normally have for breakfast down in the comments below. And if you fancy buying us a cup of tea to support this podcast, there is a link down below as well. But let us know what you normally have every morning, or what's a treat for you. But thank you very much, Rob, for joining me for this podcast. It's been an absolute pleasure.
It's been great tasty topic. That has got me thinking about doing a fry up tomorrow.
I'm not going to have sushi tomorrow. I did enjoy it, but not tomorrow.
Fried sushi.
I'm not going to make a habit. Fried sushi. Oh gosh, take it to the next level. Yeah, fried sushi with a bit of mushrooms. I can't deal with. But thank you very much for joining me today, Rob. It's been an absolute pleasure, and thank you everyone as well for listening to us talk about our breakfast. I'll see you in the next podcast, Rob.
Cheers. You will. Bye, everyone.
Bye.